So Senate Republicans did not get a seat at the table on this conference committee, Mr. President. It was an all-Democrat Senate representation on this conference committee, and we might be able to see why some of these things came back worse than they were when it left here. We have before us a bill that adds a bunch of new stuff. So not only does the bill allow felons to vote, but it takes some of the surplus, $200,000, and encourages them to vote. Again, Mr. President, another $200,000 that is spent on something other than priorities. For many of the members here, tax cuts or nursing homes we talked about in the last bill. We aren't taking care of people properly in nursing homes, but we're going to make sure that felons know when and where and how to go to vote. Really, that's a travesty. The current flag and logo and emblem are repealed, and the emblem, flag, and logo that this commission put together will become our new emblem, flag, and logo without the ability of the people of Minnesota to weigh into their legislators to tell them whether this new design is something they believe should be the next visual identity of our great state. This is compensation for executive agency heads that is placed on autopilot, and it gives the governor the ability to make those appointments. What that means, in essence, again, is concentration of power within one branch of the legislature instead of the equal sharing of powers that, as I mentioned, was disintegrated in the last provision in the bill that we talked about. And I don't know, as I read this seems to be an appropriation, an open appropriation for each house of the legislature, the Senate and the House, to independently decide how much they need to spend each biennium. And the law is going to say whatever you decide, House or Senate, you can spend. The governor of the state of Minnesota is currently paid $127,629. This bill automatically gives him a 17% salary increase. Misplaced priorities, again, Mr. President, where Democrats are passing huge salary increases for their Democrat friends in state government instead of taking care of the needs of our state. Misplaced priorities, very, very tragic. Instead of focusing on the wants of people in elected power, we need to focus on the needs of the people of our great state. Thank you, Mr. President.